We're here with Hawai'i Hilo coach Chris Leonard. To his left, Kaila Lizama, and to his right, Bria Beale, after a tough 3-0 defeat to Western Washington in the opening round of the NCAA Championships. First, coach, just an opening statement about today's match.
We're a little disappointed about the outcome. Proud of our team for the effort that they put in all year to get us here. We started off as a preseason number 5 in our conference, and we're looked past by a lot of teams, and they worked really hard to prove a lot of doubters wrong to get the opportunity to get here. We felt all year long that we can compete amongst the best in the country. Came up a little bit short today, but happy that with the effort that our team put in to get here this year.
Coach mentioned having that confidence to compete against the best. You guys didn't really come out scared. You looked really ready to go. Talk about, especially that first and third sets. What were you feeling out there, and what were you seeing out there?
I think the first set that we were really amped and we were ready to go. I don't know, we just wanted to give it our all. It could have been our last game, and it was, but we did want to go out there showing what Hawai'i Hilo could do.
Yeah, one of our team mottos is to play every point like it's match point, play every game like it's a championship game. So I think that's how we felt, especially in the third set. I remember in the huddle just saying, everything you've got, all out on the floor. This could be the last, and unfortunately it was, but we always play like it's our last.
And obviously it was a sweep, but a really tough sweep. What is it that you present that Western Washington kind of has challenges with?
We also all year long talked about being relentless and being really scrappy on defense and never quitting. It's one of the things that I've been most proud of as a coach is that we have a team that doesn't quit. We had an ugly second set today, and we even had a slow start in the first set, but we find ways to dig our way out of holes. And we've been like that all year long. We've gone 5 sets, I believe, in 9 matches this year, and we've been a really scrappy team and a team that just doesn't quit. And I think that that's one of those things that frustrates teams. We're pretty big at the net, and when we're in system, we're pretty tough to defend. Unfortunately, today we made a few too many errors on our side of the net, and against a good team, that's tough to do. But I think that's part of what makes us challenging is that we have a lot of different weapons when we're in system, and if we're passing well, we know that we're pretty tough to defend and we can compete with anybody.
Coach, you came into this season in a real tough spot, taking the program over on an interim basis. How hard is it to now, okay, we've been knocked out of the NCAA tournament, to look towards next year because you don't know if they're giving you the spot permanently?
I've always looked at it as my team, and with the support of my athletic director, Pat Guillen, was asked to treat it that way, that going forward. So that's been my process. I mean, obviously hyper-focused on this season, and like any coach, I think you focus on what's immediately in front of you. But that being said, for our program, I think it's one of the things that we've been really focused on is how we build. It's been 9 or 10 years since we've been to the regional tournament. As I mentioned earlier, we weren't expected to be here by a lot of the other teams in our conference, and this was a big step in the right direction. But as we talked about as a team, we weren't content just to get here. And as a team, we're not just content to be here and go out in the first round. We know we're a pretty young team. We lose this young lady who was spectacular for us this year, but we return a very strong core to this team, and we feel that we're a program on the rise, and we're a program that's going to continue to build. And that's been my focus is, build for this year, but also build for future years. And I think this was a really big step in the right direction for our program.
So from a recruiting perspective, you can say, hey, we made it here in my first year. That gives you instant credibility when you step into a recruit's house, right?
About halfway through the season, we had a 12-game match or 12-match win streak going, and the number of emails that we started getting from interested players increased significantly, and certainly the last week we've seen an awful lot more. We're getting a lot of interest in our program. I mean, Hawaii in general, and certainly the University of Hawai'i Hilo has a very, very proud volleyball history. And we've kind of slipped off the national stage a little bit. I thought all 3 Hawaii teams in the Pac West this year actually were very strong. We went into the last road trip into California, tied with Chaminade and HPU. The other 2 Hawaii teams all tied for second. And we know that in general, volleyball in Hawaii is a really big deal. And we're just trying to get the program back to where it was. We have national championships in this program's history in the NAIA. And it's been a number of years since we've been on the national stage. So we're happy to get back here, but not content to just make it to the stage. We want to excel, and we feel that we're moving in the right direction.
Bria, talk about how much of a motivation this loss is for you guys when you guys start to get back into the gym and ramp up for spring and then for next year?
Yeah, I think any loss with the girls on our team is motivating enough. We're very feisty. We're very resilient as well. That's one of our key phrases this year. This loss is going to light a fire underneath us for sure. Next year, I know the freshmen and the underclassmen we have on our team, even though we're losing a few seniors, are ready to take their place, ready to take on that responsibility. And this hits home. Like, we're not content, as you said plenty of times, just making it here. And especially playing Western Washington before in preseason, we're not content losing to them again. So this is going to fire us up.
And then Kaila, you leave this program, but how do you feel like you feel like you left it better than you found it?
I definitely felt like our team is way better than when I first entered my freshman year. It just keeps getting increasingly better, so I'm glad that I could be a part of it and show underclassmen how aggressive you should be, how talkative you should be, and kind of just hope to inspire them to do as well as we did last year.
I'm good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.